Pretty good.
Okay, welcome to the channel. I'm just looking at the comments here. We have Nelson and Kurt is watching live. Happy anniversary, Kurt, brother. I saw your message earlier, and it's always a good thing when people are celebrating a wedding anniversary that has stood the test of time. Congratulations to you and your wife. Nelson, yeah, almost time. Look, I'm looking at the time here, and it's 4 minutes before scheduled kickoff. So thanks for joining us. What do you guys think of the new banner? We've got a roof up here. We've got a Van Halen roof, and down the bottom here we've got the 5150 show floor, roof and floor. Looks pretty cool. I think so. Just mucking around with some graphics before I get back to work. So yeah, it's interesting what you can find on the internet to keep you occupied if you're not doing other things. Hey Arvin, how are you, brother? Nice to see you. Thanks for hanging out with us guys too yesterday with Simon. I really enjoyed that, going through that guitar magazine. In fact, I got some messages from a couple of other people saying that we should do that a little bit frequently. So I get some of these British magazines here. I get digital copies. So there's a fantastic Peter Green article in here that I will upload onto Google Drive and go through that article with you guys too. And I'm kind of thinking, while we've got Kurt in the house, that could be something that we could do on the 5150 show. You know, there's some darn good, some darn good articles out there that we could upload in digital form and share them live, and just, you know, talk about the articles, talk about the photos, talk about the pics. Yeah. Looks good. Polynesian, nice and clean. Oh, look, you know, yeah, we'll check it out. We'll see what happens. You know, we'll make some changes there. I'll show you guys later the British Electric Blues Sunday show format that I've got. And if you guys, if you notice, see the Van Halen, we've got the traditional Van Halen logo up there, not the circled one. And if you guys have been around the track, you'll know that the circled Van Halen, the circles and the wings, for some Van Halen fans, can be a red rag to a bull. Yeah, that's a great idea. It's better than trying to line up the mag. Yeah. That's a good, you know, that's, well, look, Kurt, that kind of helps when we're in the flow of a show, you know, showing a guitar, which is good. But I think, you know, if we're going to do, for example, if we're going to do a balance era of the guitars and gear, and there's a lot of photos out there and a lot of, you know, pics of guitars, and cheap as you've got a lot of them, we could do it that way. You know what I mean? And again, it's something that we can do. It's a crossover also with the British Electric Blues show, with some of the gear that the bands are using, because at the end of the day, while we're talking about the music, we all love talking about the gear. You know, that's probably just as important, the gear, what the gear was doing, what gear they were using, and just putting our own twist on some of the information that's out there. I didn't get a chance yesterday with Simon to mention, if you guys were watching the show yesterday, Tony Bacon is he's the guy that did the article, the Vanhalen, the missing Eric Clapton article, and he's a reputable guitar academic, writer, written lots of books. But what's really interesting, though, is that these guys don't take into account some of the work that YouTube guys are doing, like Ramon from the Guitar Show. It's interesting that, we're not seeing that kind of crossover yet with the establishment authors who do a pretty good job, and guys like Ramon, and other guys that we watch. Hey, Warren. So, that's pretty interesting. I think that's an interesting thing. And one of the resources that Tony quoted was from a guy called Christopher, and I'm not going to try and pronounce his name, but he wrote a book in 2007 called Strange Brew, The British Electric Blues Explosion. And it's a fantastic book, out of print, needs to be reproduced. But anyway, he's in the tail ends of finishing a biography on Peter Green. Anyway, but back to the point I was making. Tony Bacon quoted Christopher's book back in 2007, and I'm going, oh jeepers, there's a lot of other stuff's come to light since then. So, but anyway, look, this is mainly for Kurt, because Kurt was very, very kind. We did a show, the first show, he was talking about some magazines, and he asked me had I had copies of these magazines, and I said no. And he said, I'll send them to you. And, I kind of thought, oh, okay, yeah, that's nice. And then he flicked me an email confirming my address. And as you guys know, I'd made some plans to go away. So I said to him, look, don't send the stuff until I get back, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Just in case, international air freight has a quick turnaround. And anyway, I'm blown away. This morning I get the parcel from Kurt, and it's pretty quick. Yeah, and then, if I order books from Amazon, 90% of the time I can get these books within 2 weeks from Amazon. It's phenomenal. It's pretty good service. But if you order books from other places, it can take months. I remember I ordered a book, and it was shipped from the States, UPS, and it sat in Japan for a month, all of September last year, before it got to New Zealand. And that's apparently quite common, because I'm friends with guys that trade in Rolling Stones memorabilia, and apparently that's what happens. It depends how it goes and what kind of shipping category you use too. So anyway, this is an unboxing. This is not a rant or a talk. US, okay, so Kurt's just saying US to New Zealand 13 days. That's pretty good. So this is the first channel live unboxing. I've done a couple of unboxings a couple of years ago. My EVH5150 and the rings and the hooks that you get from the Van Halen store. I did a video, and I think that's on the channel somewhere. But this is the first live unboxing, so yeah, it's a big deal. And I said to Kurt, I'll do it live on the next 5150 show. And he goes, oh man, that's 2 weeks away. Open it up and read them, and then when the scheduled show comes on, put them back in the folder, and then unbox it. And I thought, oh, okay, well, yeah, okay. And then I'm having my second coffee, and I thought, why don't I just go live? At some time. So yeah, he agreed. He said, yeah, go live. So anyway, we're going to open it up. Ta-da! Drum roll. Yeah, you're right. Hold on, guys. Got some scissors here. You can't trust me with a knife. Here we go. Drum roll. Who moved the F? Here we go. Wow. Awesome. Put that on my knee. Wow. All the way from Washington. Wow, okay, so the first magazine we have here is Guitar World. EVH. Wow. And it's got the poster. It's got the big poster in there of Frankie. Okay, so that's going to be framed. Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to reading that. So just hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay, so it's got other artists talking about Eddie, which is pretty important because he is the guitarist for a generation. We've made that pretty clear, haven't we? That's quite obvious, and it's because of Eddie Van Halen, Kurt and I, and Brad and the Rummeister are doing this show. Look at that. That's just, look at that pic. Wow. Thank you, Kurt. Thank you very much. And then we've got some tabs here on the back. Tattoo. So that's pretty interesting. This is something too, Kurt, that I'd like to talk to you about. So notice how they have amp settings and they have tone tips on some of the transcripts that they do. So it'll be interesting. That's probably a show, how accurate are these recommendations? How close are they? And we all know that each guitarist is just going to have a different setup, isn't he? It's just going to be completely different. Yeah. But, it's worth a show. The next one is this one here. Life Magazine's Van Halen. And I can't wait to read that. Look at that there on the back there. That's just phenomenal. Eddie jumping with his 5150. And this is the quote on the back. A guitar is a very personal extension of the person playing it. You have to be emotionally and spiritually connected to your instrument. Wow. No arguments from me. Oh, this is phenomenal too. Holy cow. Okay, this is pretty good. In fact, this is fantastically good. Okay. There's a photo there for all you David Lee Roth fans there. I'll tell you guys a story. Simon and I were invited on the Johnny Bean show a while ago, and I took the opportunity, and I had a set of questions, you know, because we prepare things here on the 5150 show. We prepare things. So I had a set of questions, multi-choice questions for Johnny Bean, and one of the questions I asked Johnny Bean was, Eddie Van Halen's pink parachute pants or David Lee Roth's backless chaps? Speak of the devil, he's in the chat. Johnny Bean. Do you remember that? Do you remember those set of questions? Yeah. Johnny, I got this from Kurt 5150 and the Guitar World Eddie Van Halen issue. So very spoilt. Very grateful. 13 days from the United States of America to New Zealand. Okay, so in relation to the question that I asked Johnny a couple of months ago when I was on his show, Arvin saying, to wear myself or on them? To wear yourself. That was the... yeah. I'm just going to show you. There's a shot here of the pink pants that we're talking about that Eddie was wearing during the live without a net. Look at that. Yeah. So I look forward to doing that with Brad and Kurt. It's one of the segments that we're going to do. We'll get some digital copies of some guitars and some of the amp setups that have been used, and we'll go through them on the show like we did yesterday with the Clapton article with Simon. That got some good feedback. So you know, it's always good. It's always good to go and look at some of these quotes that some of these authors are talking about, and to study some of the photos in depth, because there are some things that you probably don't pick up yourself, like that amp yesterday that we were discussing. We found out that it was a PA amp, so a PA system. And in that case, it's the arseless chaps all the way. Awesome, Marvin. Yeah, good on you, brother. That's the way. Hey, dudes, it's always good to see everyone here. Thank you very much, Kurt. You are you're a legend. I feel very, very humbled and spoilt. Thank you very much for those magazines. I look forward to spending the rest of the evening here in New Zealand going through them. If you guys haven't already shared our channel, please do with your friends on social media. It's pretty easy to do. Just click up somewhere on the YouTube channel the share button, and copy that and then go and put that through on your social media platforms and say, check these guys out. Jump on the live streams and contribute to the chat. Next Sunday we go live with Brad and Simon, part 1 of the Beatles Abbey Road. So Brad will present that album. That will be fantastic. That's a 2-part series because we're going to, talk about the time, what was happening with the Beatles in 68, 69, talk about some of the gear that they were using. Page 64 is a good shot of the band, maybe around, okay, let's have a look. 60, let's have a look. Hold on. 67. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Is that in focus? Look at the big smiles. It was really, really interesting, isn't it, going back and doing some of that research for the 5150 show that Kurt and Brad and I did. We presented a couple of days ago. It was really, really interesting reading again what Sammy said about his first impressions when he got to 5150, and they'd been up drinking all night, and Alex said something smart about his haircut resembling a donut. The guitars were everywhere. They weren't in cases. They were lying all over the floor, all over the place. Ashtrays everywhere. Drinking. They'd been up all night, and Sammy turns up with his iron socks, his iron jockeys, and his iron shirt and iron shorts or trousers. And these guys, Van Halen guys, are literally a mess. But something happens. They jam together and they write a couple of songs. That's phenomenal. That's the magic. That's the connection, and clearly it shows in that photo that Kurt, told me to show to you guys. You can't beat that. You can't beat those good times that those guys shared. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, you're right. There's a few in full shot. The one in the magazine is cropped. Okay. That's awesome. So, tune in to the Beatles show, to the Beatles part 1, and then a week after that, Kurt and I and Brad will be on, and I'm presenting 1984, and I've started doing some research on that album. And again, isn't it interesting how sometimes you kind of forget some of the details, that album, that album was Eddie's album. The keyboards, he wanted to do the keyboards. That was a big thing, and no one else was happy about him doing keyboards. So yeah, I look forward to, and it was the first album that they recorded at 5150. He finally had his studio. He finally got his playground. So yeah. Hey Johnny, I had to take 2 naps today because of last night. What happened last night? Jay, what happened? If the walls could talk in 5150. Well, yeah. Yeah, you're right there, Kurt. And, let's cross fingers. Let's cross fingers. We've seen some of the photos over the last couple of weeks released of some of the walls in 5150 with all the tapes. Let's cross fingers and hope, that we get hold of some of that music. Some of, it comes out. Has to come out. Saturday night. Okay, the 7-hour marathon. Oh, I jumped on and your wife was on there. I wouldn't have had my wife on with those guys. Neanderthal, John Biel, Captain Smith. Wow, my gosh. Yeah, you guys don't know when to stop. That's the problem. Yeah. People have dinner, go to work, come home, have a shower, and the Johnny Bean show is still going. People go on a vacation, come home, and the Johnny Bean show is still going. Oh my gosh. She had fun and she got toasted. Yeah, what? She gave them run for. Well, she's married to you, so clearly something clicked there. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, my friend Kurt, my co-host and friend. Arvin, dear friend of the channel, thank you for joining us. Nelson Rodriguez, thank you, brother. Warren, thank you for hanging out with us while we did our live unboxing. Keep well, and share your friends' YouTube channels. I'm sure we watch a few channels. Drop some nice comments. Let's encourage people because it's 2021, and one of the things our channel does is we talk about the responsibility that musicians and music fans have. We do have a significant role to play in social media, and it begins with the comments, and it begins with encouragement, and yeah, that's always a good thing. Encourage each other, support each other, and hopefully 2021 is going to be a lot better than last year. Great mags, yeah. And happy anniversary, Kurt, to you and your wife. God bless you, brother.
This is